enjoying who you share it with.
Hey guys, welcome back to another makeover. Today I am at my sister's house still. I was at my sister's house this whole week because we were doing 2 makeovers this week. We just did the living room makeover, which you guys saw last week, and today I'm starting work on the kitchen. So we are going to be doing this very budget friendly. We're not gutting anything, we're not ripping out countertops, but we're doing realistic, affordable DIY makeover, and it's going to turn out so different. It's going to look like a whole new space, but with a small price tag, which is the best. So we have a lot to get done. I'm actually just finishing the little bit of tiny touches today on the living room makeover, and I'm simultaneously going to be starting on the kitchen makeover. So I seriously have to get going. So much to do, but it's going to just start taking form probably tomorrow, honestly. Today is going to be a lot of like deconstructing the kitchen, tearing it apart, making it look a lot worse than it does right now. And then tomorrow we'll start putting it back together. So let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll show you what we're starting with.
Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine.
So this kitchen is actually over 40 years old, all original cabinets and everything, and up close you can really see that they needed a facelift. So I will definitely be painting the cabinets, but I hope that this makeover shows you that you don't have to start from scratch or gut your space or spend thousands on renovating a space. You can do this very budget friendly and make a big impact in your space. So keep that in mind as you hang out with me through today's makeover.
And the weeks and the weekends are keeping close who you spending with.
First things first, before I paint, I want to drill the holes for these pretty cabinet knobs. These ones are gonna go for all of the doors, like that. And then the cabinet pulls, I think these are so gorgeous, and they were very affordable. These are gonna go on all the drawers. So you can make it really easy and just do knobs on everything, but I think the difference, I just think it looks so pretty. What you need to do, or what will make your life so much easier when you're doing this, is to get a Craig jig. I don't know if that's officially what it's called. It's at least what this brand is called. You want to measure from side to side and find your center point, and then from top to bottom and find your center point. And you're going to put that center point right in here. You adjust your Craig jig to like basically sit on your drawer. And then once I have that figured out, we're going to clamp this right on. You're just going to take your drill with your drill bit and go ahead right into those holes, screw them in, and then you'll have your holes set. And then we can go ahead and start taking the drawers out, taking the cabinet doors off, and actually starting to paint those. This is gonna be, I think, a little time consuming just because you have to like do all the measuring and stuff like that. But we'll start, and hopefully it'll just go smoother and smoother as time goes, and a little faster, and then we'll be able to do the fun stuff.
The time is who you spend it with. Joy is who you share it with. Who you share it with. Who you share it with. Yeah, now it's a moment, and a home is who you share it with. I believe what the point is.
All right, it is a new day. So last night we went through and cleaned off all the cabinets and everything, so they're good and ready to start painting. We're gonna use Beyond Paint today, which is my favorite because you don't have to sand, you don't have to prime, you don't have to do any of that stuff. It has a really good coverage, and you only need a couple of coats. So it's like the easiest and most affordable and just most convenient way to totally give your kitchen a complete makeover. But what we need to first start doing is to actually take off all the hinges and take off all the doors and then pull out all the drawers. But one thing that you definitely want to do when you're doing this is don't forget to mark your cabinets. So we have basically the same number on each, like over and over and over on the tape. We're gonna put one on the back of a cabinet, and then we'll put one inside the cabinet. And then also, just to keep track of hinges, we're gonna put like the hinge on the bottom right here, and then the second hinge up top, just to kind of keep things nice and organized. Once we get all that done, we'll start painting the cabinet fronts and the door fronts, and then we'll paint the base, because I feel like the door fronts and everything definitely take the most time.
My arms are tired from holding this up. My head is wired to work till it's done. Sunlight looks gold to me, going, you're holding me close, close, close. Stuck in delusion and nothing will move. Spend too much time making sure you don't bruise. Sunlight looks gold to me, going, you're holding me close, close, close. I'm out of breath and it shows. I've been a mess and you know. I've had enough, oh enough. And your medicine said that it's love. If it's love, you wouldn't get me in position to fight till I'm dead, so you can feel alive again. Oh.
As you can see, this definitely turned into a family affair, since one of my other sisters actually flew into town earlier in the morning. So her and her husband helped tape everything off while Kara and I prepared to paint all day long.
Sunlight still gold to me, going, you're holding me close, close, close. I'm out of breath and it shows.
Okay, so I just last week shared the living room makeover that's right over there. It's so pretty now. But in that makeover, we actually used Beyond Paint on the coffee table, the same color and everything. And it was just like the next day that we're gonna be doing the kitchen. So a good tip, if this either takes multiple days, or if you're doing multiple projects like this and it does take multiple days, a good tip is to put it in like a plastic bag like this, and it'll just keep the air out of it and keep it from drying out. That way you don't have to drain your paint. And then also you do the same thing with your rollers and your brushes. You just put them into a baggie, make sure to get as much air out as possible, and you don't have to spend the time cleaning your rollers and cleaning your brushes, and they won't be dried out and crusty or anything. So just a fun little tip. One thing with Beyond Paint is you are going to stipple into all the crevices, all the corners and edges like that, and then you're gonna roll everything else. Trust the process, because the first coat does not look good. It looks really rough, but it's basically like giving you a good prime on your pieces. And then the second coat is like magic, and it goes on so, so good.
And a far cry home again when the road winds around the bend. I'm never too far, never too far. When you lost faith and you feel the dark, you wanna catch fire, I'll be a spark. And in your hands, your head in your heart. Never too far, never too far. Never too far, never too far, never too far, never too far. Wanna twist.
Now, if you have not used Beyond Paint, it is so good. And also a little goes a long way, so you are not going to need a full gallon. I started with a full gallon and I used, I don't know, maybe like an eighth of it, maybe not even. And the reason it goes a long way is because it's so thick and it just gives such good coverage. Also, it does come in a lot of colors. The only downside is that you really can't customize the colors unless if you mix them yourselves. but this is just such a gorgeous color on its own. This one is the Pebble, and they do have lots of other colors to choose from, but it's great for cabinets, doors, furniture, you name it, it works. It's so good.
Never too far. Drive me up to California, never waking up. Moving fast and everlasting, silver lining gold. I'm in your hands and in your heart, never too far.
All right, my sister is outside finishing the last few coats on the doors, on the fronts of the doors. So we're making some good progress. I don't know what time it is, like 3-ish or so in the afternoon. I'm just continuing to work on the base. Now I will want to do 2 coats, and then I do like a touch-up coat of like any like spot touch-ups kind of around the space, but everything is looking so good already. I already have the pantry and like the little entryway cabinet into the kitchen done. I mean, I still have to do another coat, but it's looking so good, and you can just start to feel like, start to watch it come to life. Now, one thing that I will share is after a while you do get tired of stippling. So what I really like to do, and this is unofficial, this is not from Beyond Paint, this is just my own things that I figured out, is if you kind of glop it on and you do paint it on, you're going to get the coverage you need, but then you do want to go back through and like stipple over that, and that's going to give the texture that you want. So that's my favorite way to do it, is like go the easy way, paint it on, and then go ahead and stipple the texture on.
So far, just singing over rap beats. See you on the way up. Only looking down when we're seeing where we came from. You ain't gotta wait up. Never gonna slow back down. There's no stopping now. They can't take us down. There's no reason to fight this feeling. 'Cause I love this life. Yeah, it feels alright. And there's no reason to stop believing. 'Cause I love this life. And the future's bright. And there's no reason to fight this feeling. Yeah, I love this life. 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 I won't wait around for the curtain fall. Life is not a race, it's all one big show. I can see it now that the truth is told. Feels like letting go. 'Cause I love this life.
Now, as you're painting with Beyond Paint, it is a very trust the process moment, because the first coat of paint is laying the foundation and it looks quite rough, but the second coat goes on like magic and it just looks so, so good once you get that second coat on. Now, let me know in the comments if you've ever painted cabinets before. If you have and you didn't use Beyond Paint, trust me, I have done that as well, and this process is so much easier than the typical way, because you're not having to prime or strip or sand, none of that. You just clean them off and paint a few coats on. And as you can see, and as you'll see as we go throughout the makeover, this paint just breathed new life into these old cabinets. I love it.
Cause I love this life, yeah, it feels alright. And there's no reason to fight this feeling. Cause I love this life, yeah, it feels alright. And future's bright, yeah, it feels alright.
All right, it's a new day and the final day, because I have to go pick up my kids in a few hours, so we are on crunch time. Last night my sister and I put the hinges back on the cabinet doors, so now we just need to install the cabinet doors back onto the cabinet bases, and then we're gonna start putting on the hardware, which they're so pretty. I'm so excited for them. These are just gonna make the biggest difference, so let's go ahead and start installing the doors back on.
I don't really know you, but I hope we can relate. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, so we're about to put all of the knobs and cabinet pulls onto all of the cabinet doors and drawers. But you'll find this happens, and I feel like most of the time they will give you the two different size screws, one longer one and one shorter one. You'll notice on the longer ones, there's like these ridges along it. Now, usually one of the two sizes will work, the long or the short. However, sometimes they don't, like, and in our case today, none of them are working. Actually, none of them are working for the pulls and none of them are working for the knobs. They're both either too short or too long, but they actually design them that way so that you can kind of like, they have like natural breaking points. That's what all those ridges are. So you're gonna use one set of pliers like this, and then you're gonna use another set of pliers and twist and kind of break it. And it should break pretty easily. The ones for the knobs are working really well. We like barely need it shortened for these guys. So my sister just ran to the store, just to the hardware store, just to get screws because it's kind of like bending it. So it doesn't always work, but the ones for the knobs are working well. I'm just gonna take a few minutes and break all of these.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Boy, you know you're all I want. Keep saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun. Watching me come undone. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you.
Okay, so I'm gonna put up this shelf. I'm gonna replace these shelves over here and this decor with, I think, this shelf. Also this cactus picture that I found at the thrift store a while ago, but I thought it was so cute. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I actually am gonna have to run, but I also wanna show you guys, I got some new faucets to go by the sink. I'm just not gonna be able to install them today, but I'll show you what they look like, and then I'll show you how they turn out once they get installed.
Got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. Let's spend the
Okay, to hang this up, we're gonna use toothpaste, and you're just gonna blob it onto the top section of like your hooks. And then we're gonna level it, push it up to the wall, and it'll leave little toothpaste globs on your wall, and you'll know exactly where your hooks go.
weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow.
Okay, ready? So press right here. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. Good job. Now for the final finishing touches. These things are just all the little details. We spent a majority of the time on the background of the kitchen, like the cabinets, painting them, adding all the hardware. Those are the big things. But then I went through and just started adding in the decorative decor on the walls, along with these gorgeous black faucets that tied in perfectly with the new hardware. And I also wanted to add in lots of coordinating wood tones throughout. And I did that through functional pieces like the wooden cutting board that grounds some of the kitchen appliances and the wooden fruit bowl. And I even added in a cute little kitchen lamp. This kitchen got new life breathed into it with the cabinet adjustments, but also I want to urge you to not overlook the finishing touches because they really do make a big impact as well, and they give your space a lot of character, warmth, and charm.
Just take the jump and hold your breath. It feels good to be alive. Oh, if you trip, get up again. Here we go, we're ascending. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. I feel the blood rush through my veins. I can take on the world when you're next to me. Yeah, I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Live in the moment. Life is the fullest when you keep chasing down your dream. Oh, when the stars light up the sky, here we go to a new high.
Now, new countertops are on her radar, but it's not quite in the budget at the moment, which is absolutely understandable. And although I couldn't show it super well while filming one-handed, steam cleaning, scrubbing, and using the pink stuff made a big difference on the countertops. So if you do have a space that you don't love and you don't have the budget to replace it, sometimes it's best to just show it a little love anyway, because deep cleaning your space actually will make a big difference, and probably a bigger difference than you think it will.
I feel so alive.
Finally, I finished everything off with a new rug by the kitchen sink and of course some bloom towels. These ones are actually from my collection that I designed with them a few years ago. They are currently sold out. They sold out really quick and then we restocked and they sold out again. And I don't remember if we restocked a third time, but I might end up asking them if they are interested in doing a relaunch because this collection was so incredibly popular. So let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in a relaunch of this particular collection. But anyway, they do have tons of other cute designs on their website. And I always have my link and discount in the description box, which will save you 15%. But these are the best kitchen towels ever. You guys will love them. So anyway, just have to shout that out real quick. All right, I'm gonna take you back in time just a few days to show you the before, the starting point of where this all began. We had the 40-year-old cabinets that definitely looked like it. They had no hardware, and the kitchen, while it was decorated pretty cute, it was just a little bit outdated. and don't mind that back room. That was chaos on this day. But here comes the after, and oh my gosh, you guys, it looks like a whole new space. Obviously, countertops would be beautiful, but at the moment, we did what we could with the budget that we had and the time that we had, and this kitchen looks so good. I love it so much. The cabinets are perfect now. I feel like they still have all that character with the cute lines on them, but now they are elevated and they have a little bit more of a modern look. I love the taupe color because sometimes it pulls a little bit more gray, which I feel like the camera's picking up a lot more of the gray tone, but then in different lighting or when you add in different decor pieces, it pulls a lot more brown, and I just love that versatility of it. Of course, we added in those drawer pulls and the cabinet knobs, and they look perfect. They obviously are going to add a lot of functionality, but they also add a lot more interest into the space as well. And then outside of the cabinets, I just went through and decorated a few of the spaces. I didn't put a bunch of decorations and decor on the counters, but I added a lot of functional pieces that also looked very pretty. So keep that in mind when you're styling your kitchen. You want it to look very welcome, warm, and inviting, but you also want it to be very functional. So definitely don't go overboard with the decor, but I think we did that beautifully in this kitchen. Then I also added in those new faucets, and we got these faucets for under $100 for both of them. Such a good deal, and it made such a big impact. And I love that the matte black faucets now tie in beautifully with the cabinet hardware. Everything is just all in the details, so we have a lot of those same wood tones repeating throughout. We have the black repeating throughout, and then if you remember her living room makeover, the cabinet color actually is repeating in the living room on her coffee table now. So everything is just very well coordinated, and I love this space so much. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of the space was, and if there's anything that you would have done differently. I'd love to hear all your thoughts. Now, if you are not subscribed and you have not joined the family, I would invite you to do so. We have a lot of fun here. We chat in the comments, and it's absolutely free, so you'll just be notified anytime I share a new video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you right back here in the next one. Bye, guys.